I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
Every Christmas Eve, when I was a child, my family used to have a tradition. And the tradition was, of course, to exchange presents. But we also saved setting up the manger scene until the last thing we did before we opened our presents. And it was a moment of excitement and enthusiasm and encouragement. And we were so fired up every Christmas Eve to pull out our beautiful manger set. How many people had manger sets when you were younger, right? Ours had the grass on the roof, and it had beautiful animals, and it had an elegant Joseph, and Mary. It was beautiful. And so as we're pulling the manger scene out of the box, we would take the figurines out and set them in the manger scene one by one, and then throw the newspaper they were wrapped in on the floor. And we got all of them out. We thought we had them out of the box, but the baby Jesus was missing. And it was like, where did he go? Who packed this last year? It was you, wasn't it? Well, did the dog or the cat get the baby Jesus? Did we forget to put it in the box? What had happened? What happened to the baby Jesus? And it turned into a family feud. Right? This moment that usually is precious and honored and loving, and the whole family turned against each other. Where was the baby Jesus? And I'm like, I don't know. I stuck my hand in my pocket. And it's like, oh, it's right here. So we put the baby Jesus in the manger. And all of a sudden, harmony returned to my family. It was fun. It was Christmas Eve again. Everybody's having a blast. Wow. It's so great to have the baby Jesus back. And it's so interesting that looking back at it now, right, we were looking out here for the baby Jesus when I had it all the time. And it's the same for us. As I look back at this event now with these eyes, I see the significance of that event. How often do we forget that baby Jesus is in here? That we have that Jesus all the time. The Christ presence is not something we find out here. It's always within us. It's right here. It's within you. And we have this baby Jesus, this potential, this love, this power within us. So this talk is titled, Birthing the Christ Within. What does it mean to birth the Christ within? You know, we think of Jesus as Jesus Christ, but his name was never Jesus Christ. It was probably Jesus, son of Joseph, or Jesus of Nazareth. Most likely nobody called him Christ in his lifetime. But to birth the Christ for us means awakening. It means embodying the divine qualities that lie within us. Those qualities that lie within you, such as love and hope and compassion and courage and wisdom. It's a deeply personal thing to birth this Christ. And you can call it the Buddha, you can call it the higher self, you can call it whatever you like to call it. But for tonight, we're going to call it the Christ, that essence of truth of who we are. The process of birthing the Christ presence often involves embracing our challenges, embracing our pain, embracing our imperfections and seeing them as opportunities for growth. It's about choosing to align our actions, our thinking, our intentions with that higher Christ that's within us. It's about allowing this presence of love to guide us. You know you have it, don't you? One of you does. Well, thank God. There's hope for the rest of us. Right? By birthing the Christ presence, we are committing to living with authenticity. We're committed to being a healer. We're committed to having a life of purpose that's beyond the desires of our ego. Birthing the Christ presence means embracing and loving others when they can't see that light in themselves. It's an active, ongoing journey of transformation. Have you noticed? Right? Don't we get it sometimes and totally forget it the next? Right? On this journey where we as spiritual beings having a human experience, we sometimes get it and we're like, wow, this is great, right? I am coming from so much love, and then the next moment something happens and all of a sudden we're like fighting back, feeling that non-Christedness. But the journey is all about celebrating those times when we get it and working on continuing it. So today we're going to look at how can we birth this Christ within? How can you birth this Christ within? How can we awaken love? How can we awaken courage? How can we awaken hope in our lives and be that in the world? Anybody want to be that in the world? Right? I know you do. Martin Luther King, one of the most profound voices for justice and equality in modern history, offers a profound and powerful example of birthing the Christ within. Dr. King believed in the transformative power of nonviolence. And he believed in using love as a tool to combat hatred and injustice. He faced threats, and he faced imprisonment, and he faced immense risk, and he ultimately paid the largest price. But he chose to act from a place of peace and courage and faith, to embody that Christ presence in his leadership, didn't he? In his famous I Have a Dream speech, Dr. King called for a world where individuals are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He urged us to rise above division and work toward a vision of unity and compassion and justice. His actions and his words remind us that birthing the Christ presence means stepping forward with courage, stepping forward with love, stepping forward with a commitment to make a difference in the world. Through his life, he demonstrated that one person, guided by light, can inspire transformative change. So ask yourself, what's wanting to be born in this moment? What's wanting to be born in Maui? What's wanting to be born in our country? What's wanting to be born in the world right now? There's a lot of possibilities, right? What's wanting to be born in you right now? What forms of courage, of insight, and awakening are desiring to emerge in you? How can you be guided by love? Like the frantic search in my childhood for the missing baby Jesus, we often blame external circumstances for our struggles. Or we look for answers elsewhere. We look for answers out here in this book, in this teacher, in this person, when all of those answers are within you. But recognizing that what you are, allows us to pursue and realize that everything that you need is within you. Everything you need. All the wisdom, all the love, all the power, all the truth, all the joy, all the happiness, it's in you. It's not out there. Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." Dr. King's example calls on us to reflect on our own lives and the ways that we can embody courage and strength. He showed us that even in times of great pain, the Christ presence within us can shine through, transforming the world around us. Mother Teresa reminds us, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Even in our struggles, we can take small steps, small, meaningful steps toward hope and healing. So take a moment to reflect on, how are you feeling in the world right now? How are you feeling on this island right now? Where are you today? Are you feeling overwhelmed, or are you grieving? Are you uncertain, or are you afraid? You know, the Christ presence within us calls us to honor these feelings and see them as part of our journey. Sometimes surrendering to the moment allows us to embrace the opportunity for growth. You know, once my family discovered that we found the baby Jesus, we were able to move from division to unity, from isolation to shared connection. In the same way, we too can remember that we have the love of Christ within us. And here we realize that we can call upon this Christ. You can call upon this Christ within you. You know, Christ's love is not about feeling empathy. It's a deliberate, active force for healing and justice. It calls us to confront division, despair, and disconnection with the power of love. A love that extends to others, ourselves, and even those who sometimes seem like they're our opponents. In a world marked by crisis, Christ's love offers a path forward, a path of unity, a path of transformation. It calls us to embrace the light that we are, that we have within us, and carry that love and extend it to others. Christ's love is more than an emotion. It's an active, transformative force for justice, healing, and connection. Martin Luther King described love as a powerful force that transforms enemies into friends. His life reminds us that love in action can create justice, unity, and a world where everyone belongs. We need Dr. King's vision of courage and transformative love right now on this planet more than ever. His example teaches us that love in action has the power to heal division, foster empathy, and create meaningful change. We must be brave with our love. We must be brave with our love. Human beings are hungry. They're hungry for connection. They're hungry for belonging. When we choose to be brave with our love, when we refuse to leave anyone outside of our circle, the Christ becomes transformative. Now more than ever, Christ's love is the call of our times. Right now, we can make a difference in the world. You can make a difference in the world. As Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. To me, that means being brave with our love. Expand our hearts to embrace all aspects of ourselves and others. It means showing compassion, even when it seems hard, and choosing connection over isolation. I am brave with my love. I am brave with my love. Are you?
Yes.
All right, we're getting there. I almost believe me. Did you believe them yet? So I want to hear you affirm that you are brave with your love. Okay, let's say it together. I am brave with my love. Right? We're going to break through all boundaries. We're going to stop holding back. We're going to give our love to the world in everything we do. Yes? Yes. So say it together. I am brave with my love. You know, it gets, I believe you. I think I'm believing them now, yeah? Hallelujah. And, there are some things that can keep us from being brave with our love. And that is, if we are judging ourselves or other people, we can't be totally brave with our love. So the idea is we have to get beyond judging ourselves, right? And start to love ourselves, because until we truly love ourselves, we really can't what? We can't live any others. We have to love ourselves. And the second thing that you're going to go, oh no, I don't like this one. The second thing we can do is to forgive past wrongs. Forgive the wrongs, the things that you hold against yourself. Forgive the things that you hold against others. And just let it go. Right? Jesus really taught two things, love and forgiveness. If you got those things, you got it made. Right? So I really beg of you to forgive yourself. And if you're holding any grudges or unforgiveness about anybody else, let it go. Because it's like stepping on a hose, right? When you step on the hose, the love can't come out. So when we forgive, that hose is open, that channel is open, that light is open for us to give and for us to receive. Another thing that can stop us is being overwhelmed by the magnitude of the world's pain. Certainly, there's a lot of pain in our world. But what we have to focus on is how we can make a difference in this world. And not see it as a world of pain, but see it as a world of love that we are willing and able to share our love with. Christ's love asks us to see even our pain, our losses, our struggles as opportunities for transformation. What if the challenges that you face are not punishments? What if the struggles that you face are not punishment, but they're preparation? Preparation for you, your soul, your light, to be the fullest that it can be in the world. What if that's the case? So often we think that we get hurt, I'm going to hold it against everyone, I'm not going to share my love. But what if those very same things are the preparations preparing your soul for its greatness? While these challenges may seem daunting, they're not insurmountable. In fact, each challenge presents an opportunity to deepen and practice our Christ love. So how do we move from feeling discouraged or disconnected or disappointed or afraid or overwhelmed to embodying our Christ presence? I'm going to offer you 3 things. Are you willing? Nobody. Are you willing? Are you willing? Right? Because I know that you are pregnant with possibilities. In the same way that Mary was pregnant with Jesus, you are pregnant with possibilities in the same way. So these pathways will provide that a way that you can live and have a daily practice to be a light in the darkness. And these practices are simple. Basically, they are show up, have fun, and respond with love. That doesn't sound hard, does it? So show up means you spend some time in the silence every day, listening to your heart, listening to your truth, and then you show up in every situation and you be present to it. You be right there with whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you're present to it. And the second one is to have fun. Celebrate life, celebrate your health, celebrate the spirit that you are. Have fun, smile. And the last one is to respond in love. And just to remember, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, to respond in love. In that moment, you can make that choice to say, I'm going to respond in love right now. Say it with me. I'm going to respond in love right now. I want to share a story about that I think is really amazing about Wangari Maathai, a Kenyan environmentalist who truly birthed the Christ within her. She saw the devastating environment and the destruction in Kenya, forests disappearing, soil eroding, and communities struggling to survive. And she had a bold realization. She thought, if we could just plant some trees, we could heal the land and we could restore dignity to the lives of women. So with determination and compassion, she mobilized thousands of women to plant over 50 million trees in Kenya. And by doing so, she healed the land and healed the people. With courage and determination, she mobilized thousands of women. Her story tells us that when we listen to that call within and act with courage and love, we can create ripples of change that uplift not just ourselves, but the world around us. For her work, she was the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. And her story reminds us that we have that same ability if we listen to that presence within. So whether planting trees or planting seeds of love and courage in our lives, every step that we take is an opportunity to birth the Christ within. Christmas is a celebration of birth, not just the birth of a child in Bethlehem, but the birth of hope and love and peace and joy within each of us. So as we leave here today, I invite you to reflect on this affirmation. I am brave with my love, and I am a light in the world. Let's say that together. I am brave with my love, and I am a light in the world. The Christ that's born on Christmas Day is you. Be brave with your love, for you are a light in the world.
Amen. Amen.
I invite you to close your eyes and let's take just a moment or two in the silence. And take a deep breath, breathing in. And to embody, embrace the Christ presence that is the truth of who you are. To give thanks for the divine inspiration, for the love, and for the light that is you. Breathing in and breathing out. Embrace this light that you are, this Christ light, this love light. Breathing in, breathing out. And I invite you to bring your awareness back to this moment.
Where I live, they're all raised